And the one thing about this tournament is it's really been played in great spirits. Andries Goos, the wicketkeeper for the Avengers, just with a little punch of the gloves with Nicholas Curtin. Goos from the United States, Curtin from Canada. So neighbours and friends.
Love the spirit in our commentary box as well, HD.
Hasn't middled this, has not middled this, and Curtin has given it away. Nicholas Curtin was making his way off the ground before Scott Edwards said to him, get back, this has been put down. It's impossible to be dropped. That comes right off the toe end of the bat. Reef is underneath it, and oh no.
They say it falls straight into the lap, and that's exactly what happened.
Is that the little bit of luck that he needs? There's the sweep. It was always going to come out, and he plays it so well, Scott Edwards.
Terrific shot, and that's what we know Scott Edwards can do. That's such an important shot on a surface like this. Low, head over the ball, lovely. Any youngsters watching, that's the perfect way to sweep. Full outstretched arms, lovely shot.
Sweeps again this time. Sri, I want to ask you about the sweep shot because we've spoken a lot about it being of the utmost importance on the surface, but something that I noticed quite some time ago is South Africa toured India. Jonty Rhodes was playing for South Africa at the time and he swept a lot. But India didn't sweep. They seem to still be able to play the ball into the spin, which is amazing.
That's a really good point you make. None of the Indian batters actually sweep, but they are very good in working against the spin. And that's something they do practice a lot because of the surfaces that just they play on. And sweep was not really taught as a youngster. You had to use your feet more, get into the line of the ball, work against the spin, back away and hit through the offside. Azharuddin was exceptional at it. BVS Lakshman, great wrist. He used to just come in and work the ball into mid-on, mid-wicket. Because Asians have those naturally flexible wrists. You can sort of do that, but I think for I think for overseas batters, sweep is a very important shot in your armory. It just takes the bowler away from his length and comfort zone. If you can play that sweep shot really well, especially on a surface like this, when the ball is turning.
That's the other way around, but well fielded.
Is that a chance?
Surely not another one. I'm missing a good game here. Well, it's so bright outside there that you can't see the white ball when it carries or falls short, but it is the end of the over. 9 gone, 56 for 3. So a chance goes down in that 9th over. One at deep, long on, and then another one at backward point. The reverse sweep from Edwards was an opportunity. Now Michael Lease with his off spinners. He'll run hard. Here's the opportunity here.
Short and wide, river swept. Good effort, carried, comfortable height. Just couldn't hold on. Good effort though from the fielder.
Big shot, big shot. Did it straighten? That's the question. That's what Leask needs the ball to do from around the wicket, is to pitch on and then straighten.
Again, a tentative prod. He's not sure whether it's going to spin or whether it's going to go straight.
He's gone out swinging, Nicholas Curtin. I don't think it was a worse shot, you know.
Yeah, just probably clipping leg stump, if anything. It would have been umpire's call had there been a referral. Wasn't the worst of shouts. Yeah, but that one that spins and one that doesn't spin is creating the doubt.
Not easy for umpires either.
I was just talking to Mr. Shinwar in the morning. He said it's damn difficult for us. We ourselves don't know which one's turning and which is not. Yeah, it just straightens a bit. Would a clip leg stump. Curtin very tentative and anxious.
Just out of reach of that backward point again, but they certainly are busy. The two men from the Kings. They're not just standing there looking to survive. They're looking to take the game on.
Which is a very good thing. Just take the right scoring options. Let the ball come to you.
So a dot to finish the 10th. Even Stevens, you would think, on this playing surface. 61 for 3, and the players are going to have a drink.
दबंग दिल्ली से पिछले मुकाबले में मिली कांटे की टक्कर में हार। तेलुगु टाइटंस अब तैयार हैं करने उन पर पलटवार। प्रो कबड्डी लीग फाइट फॉर प्लेऑफ्स। दबंग दिल्ली केसी वर्सेस तेलुगु टाइटंस टुडे at 7:30 p.m.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Dream 11 and Shriram Finance in partnership with HP Lubricants, Roff, Mother Dairy, Marges and Red Bull.
Siraj, the heat is on. This is fierce test cricket. First ball, Mitchell Stark has changed the game. Brilliant delivery from Bumrah. Yeah, Foley very animated. Oh, we got him. It's electric.
Australia versus India, third test, 14th December at 5:20 a.m.
This broadcast is co-presented by Aditya Birla Group, a force for good, Nexa and Birla Opus Paints in association with C8, Pan Bahar and Amazon.in, India की अपनी दुकान.
No teams that you can take lightly.
पल्टन को प्लेऑफ में पहुंचने के लिए 5 पॉइंट है कमाना और बुल्स को जीतकर अपना सम्मान है बचाना। प्रो कबड्डी लीग फाइट फॉर प्लेऑफ्स, पुनेरी पल्टन वर्सेस बेंगलुरु बुल्स, 13th December at 9 p.m.
The Kings have taken a brave decision. First team in the tournament to win a toss in the morning to decide to have a bat first. Martin Gupta was undone by one that skidded on. And then there was a leading edge to Raymond Reefer for Lokesh Bama, made 26. And the young under-19 star Bata given a real chance up at number 3. He fell for 4 off just 11 balls. But since then, it's been a really good start to the partnership, aided by a couple of dropped catches. The Reefer one at long on definitely should have been held. But Nicholas Curtin and Scott Edwards are two of the finest players going around the associate circuit. And you'd imagine that this partnership will be key. Really good addition, the Dutch captain to Kevin O'Brien's squad. And they've got the Canadian captain out there, and fittingly, I've got a Canadian voice alongside me. Please welcome Manali Patel. Curtin has had a life, but he's a very dangerous and impressive player when he gets going.
Yeah, they're going to need some runs from him today. The Kings 61 for 3. Got 40 in the last game. Couldn't kick on to try and pull off a win for his side in the last one. Good addition this, though, in Edwards. And we've got two calm, experienced players out there.
One who loves a reverse sweep. He'll get 4. That is trademark Scotty Edwards. Such a good implementation of that shot, you'll get a boundary.
Yeah, what that boundary is for education kits for school children. And that's for every 4 scored, powered by the Encel Foundation. Excellent looking shot. No chance for the fielders as it runs away for a boundary.
And now a different kind of reverse sweep. Such is the travails of the modern game. Edwards was actually at an airport in Texas when he got word that maybe there's an opportunity to come in and bolster the Kings' stocks. He was already booked on a ticket down to Australia. As a leading edge is going to fall into no man's land. Never a fielder there. Pick up a couple. Good running, these two, very quick. He then spoke to the airline, worked out a way to get his luggage held in LAX, flew to Los Angeles, then went Los Angeles to Istanbul, Istanbul to Kathmandu. Got in about 72 hours ago, trained yesterday up at the Mulpani Cricket Ground. And he had a good tournament for Victoria in that GSL, first time playing for them. Kept wickets very efficiently, picked up a couple of 30s. And I think he's a great signing. Could give the Kings a real boost towards the end of these group stages.
Just the one win so far for the Kings and the Avengers. It's not a bad start for the Kings. They're going at about 6.5 runs and over, picking up the odd boundary. Good rotation of the strikers. This is swept again, and it's swept well. Races away for another boundary. Edwards having a good time despite just being here for less than 72 hours.
Don't think you could have picked a player that's going to be better suited to these conditions. He's in fine form too. He's never made an international century, but on the recent Dutch tour of Oman, he came within touching distance, 99. He's got so many 50s to his name. He's always consistent, scores at a good rate, keeps wickets very well. He'll relieve Lokesh Bam of that position today. And look at his running between the wickets. Great batting from these two. Khatri, expensive. That over's gone for 13. It's 74 for 3. Look at all the snow up in the mountains there. We've seen snow across the country. Many of the farmers have been welcoming it. Always a nice sign of winter coming in. But it's made it awfully chilly down here. And after a truly remarkable crowd yesterday, a more sedate one to start with, that'll fill up throughout the day as the sunshine heats things up. 75 for 3 in the 12th. What are they thinking of here? 8 and over, get them to 146. Like a little more than that, 150, 160.
But the toss, Vishal Burtel was thinking about 130 would be par. I think if these two are out there, the Kings are going to get well over that 130 mark. This partnership now 38 off 24. And generally speaking, compared to yesterday, the pitch has been a bit more consistent, not as much turn. I think 150 may not be too far off.
The thing I like the most about the way these two bats, they just constantly apply pressure on the opposition. They both have the ability to hit boundaries. Curtin's more of a 6 hitter, Edwards more of a 4 hitter. They both almost telepathic in their communication. Every single that could be taken is, every one that's turned into 2 that can be, will be. They play aggressively and dynamically. They also have the left-hand, right-hand combination. This is the key partnership for the Kings, and it's a very good one, worth 41 already.
Yeah, the impressive thing is, despite getting the odd boundary here and there. They do look to rotate the strike. They're both quick between the wickets, and when they're just milking the singles and the doubles, the opposition doesn't realize that they're leaking as many runs as they are, and they can pile on pretty quick. Decent strike rates as well for both of them. Edwards going at 150, Curtin 128. 42 off 28 deliveries. 3 early wickets as well. They've anchored this well.
Again, hustling. Even though they don't take the second, they're looking for it. It's another good over. 6 from it. They're building here, the Kings. It's 80 for 3. Some of the VVIPs up in the house really love what they've done with the stands around this ground, and all the talk is further development in store. The pitches will be put to bed at the end of this MPL. Might not see cricket here for a few months for a change as they continue to develop this venue. Now, this has come off the top edge. Edwards shouts 2, but it's going to be a catching chance, and it will be Michael Leask who holds on to a critical grab. The matchup in theory is good for Curtin, but the top edge means it's held at deep backward square.
Wicket coming in at a crucial time as this goes high up in the air. Didn't quite have the distance. He didn't middle it. Michael Leask takes a very good catch in the deep. Judged it well, and that's going to be the end of Curtin. Despite the life that he had, could not capitalize and get on a big one. And the Avengers, this just might bring them back in the game. 19 off 16 for Nicholas Curtin. The Kings are 80 for 4.
Big wicket, that one. One left-hander will replace the other as Bashir Ahmed comes to the crease. He's had a good tournament. Gritty cricketer. Another one to myth bust the matchups. Yet another left-arm spinner getting a wicket. Sagar Dakhal's been the pick of the bowlers today. And he gets the left-hander out. Where was Curtin trying to hit here, Manali? Was he looking almost to go kind of up and over short? Fine. I know he wasn't looking for the top edge, but where was he targeting?
I think just trying to go over Michael Leask. Unfortunately, he got... It was the toe end of the bat. Yes, frustration. He knows it's not come out of the middle. Had he cleared the man, it would have gone into the boundary for sure. 2 for 6. The bowling figures for Sagar.
That's a good stroke. Beats the man at cover and beats the man in the deep. 4 more. Scott Edwards, well, he's fresh off a plane. He looks like a man who's played a lot of cricket here because he has. And that's a fine stroke deep in the crease.
Well, he's continuing the effort despite the wicket, deep in his crease and through extra cover. The runs away for another boundary. 4 fours now in his 28 off 17. Leading the charge.
That's the problem. No discernible change in action from Sagar Dakhal. The last one turned sharply. This one just skids on. Nightmare not just for the batters, for the umpires too. Look at that, unplayable, absolutely unplayable. Really well bowled. 85 for 4. Plenty of sunglasses on show in the crowd. Very bright as always with the winter sun here in Kathmandu. You've been getting into your Nepali music, Manali. The DJ's certainly given us an eclectic mix, hasn't he, throughout the competition?
That's one of the first things that really got my attention when I arrived, the music. Some great melodious tunes, but I have been told by a liaison officer that my taste in music is old. Not quite the newer stuff the younger generation's into.
She's very wise, is our Shreya. She's got you in one. Yeah, probably listening. What are you into? Bit of ABBA, bit of Mamas and the Papas? All the old school stuff for you, Manali.
No, she just judged me off the Nepalese music.
Lisk is always in the game, isn't he? Always competitive. Yeah, they love the love songs here. A lot of them tend to come from Nepalese cinema too. We've seen plenty of actors and directors here. Now, is this an under edge? The keeper celebrates, doesn't even appeal. Then Lisk appeals. And Shinwari says, no, thank you very much. Now, Michael Lisk needs to be a bit careful. I think Dev Canal got into a bit of trouble the other day. Michael Lisk, he's known as losing the plot sometimes out there. A little bit too far. Was there a noise?
Hey, buddy, you gotta nick it again. Come, nick it again, hey boy.
Did you not hear anything of that? I thought I heard one. I thought I heard a sound on there just before it went into the gloves. They will pick up another couple runs here. Lisk looks very dejected. Can't get over the decision from the umpire, and now 2 runs.
Just have a listen here at home. What do you think? Out or not out? A definite noise. One that I think Michael Lisk, if he could have sent it upstairs, would have. No DRS, remember, in the inaugural MPL. He still can't believe it, can he? I love his competitiveness, just has to be careful.
Yeah, there definitely is a sound. Not the biggest deflection, so maybe the umpire not hearing. It's not quiet out there. Again, not a big crowd, but they're loud. When they come out, even in small numbers, the crowds are very loud. Can be difficult to hear those sounds.
Problem for the umpires, as we've just said in the previous over, it's a nightmare. Turn, bounce, in variable amounts, low and high. This one really slowly bitting the surface. Well, braver than you or I, Manali.
Pure adrenaline. That's what keeping that gentleman warm. End of the 14th, 89 for 4.
Those projected scores have just trended downwards a touch from that sort of 150 that we were talking about. Need to play very well to get there. 140, I think in the morning games, has tended to be a winning score. And remember, Sandeep Lamachane, the captain of the Kings, took a very brave option. He's the first captain of the whole tournament in the morning to win the toss and choose to have a bat first. And he's got Scott Edwards to thank for a lot of that. Nothing wrong there. They're actually going to take the second. We might think about a third here. A little bit of Calamity Jane action out there. No problem with what Bashir Ahmed has done there. He's just run his line. Bertel's entitled to try get across him. All is fair in love and war.
Completely taken Kushal Bertel out. Body checked. Let's have another look at this. They pick up the single. Kushal Bertel's already been knocked out. Come back for the second. Maybe a better throw.
One more listen to this. This is why I'm not umpiring. No deflection on the ball whatsoever. No movement in the seam. There was a noise. For me, I think that's a good decision.
Oh, there faces another dot, boys. Another dot, yeah. Seems thrown away for a second time now, boys, eh?
Use of the feet, gets a good piece of it, gets it all the way. He's having a good little tournament, Bashir Ahmed. I love his guts, his determination. He was too strong for Bertel, knocked him over, now he's pumped him all the way for 6.
Got to be a strategy. Come down the track, take it on the full. A great looking shot as it sails over, nearly taking our photographer out. 6 runs.
Not going to get it to the boundary this time, but we'll pick up a couple. Great asset to have, isn't he, coming in all the way down at number 6. The 100's up. The Kings starting to move, starting to roll, and the fireworks are going off here. Graphics team been working sleepless nights to produce that one for us. Love that. Really good batting from Bashir Ahmed, complimenting Edwards nicely. Kings looking for a big final 5. Is the 150 back on the cards? It's 101 for 4.
No teams that you can take lightly.
.101 for 4. They're in a good position here, the Kings, on these in these conditions. Lots of wickets in hand and a set batter, 2 in fact.
Yeah, very good start for the Kings. 101 for 4 from 15 overs. Still offering it a little bit for the spinner. I'll tell you what, good addition, Scott Edwards, to the Kings lineup. 32 from 22 deliveries. He does exactly as it said on the tin. Loves to sweep, likes to hit square on the leg side. He also has got that reverse sweep. He's done so well. There we go. Experienced campaigner now. Good player, especially in spinning conditions.
He's clothed that. I'm just looking at his numbers. It says, you know, in the hundreds column it says 0, but let's understand that he doesn't bat in the top 3 for his national side. He normally comes in those very tricky positions, 5 and 6, where it's your strike rate that's important.
The finisher, he finishes games. He comes in against the spinners in the middle overs and he keeps rotating the strike. Important player.
Good runner between the wickets. It's been a good partnership, this. Michael Leask is not happy with those two men that are behind point on the offside for the left-hander. He feels they should be preventing the single.
Such annoying. That's one of the things as a bowler, when they keep taking singles, it's so frustrating. You bowl good deliveries and you go for a run. I wasn't the calmest in those situations, actually. I'll promise you that.
I thought he was just trying to get away with a wide, but he is anyway.
Yeah, that's what they do these days. Appeal just for the sake of it. Again, round the wicket, turn. Yeah, he's got away with one there, I think.
Running hard again. Decide against it. Tidy over, just 4 runs coming from it. 105 for 4. Gee, we had a good crowd in here yesterday. They were entertained. 2 exciting games, but not high-scoring games. Today might be a little bit different. Edwards unbeaten on 34 here. He's poised. Yeah, just talking about those fielders inside the 30-yard circle. So often captains will say, want you saving one. And the other times they'll say, look, we want you on the edge of the 30-yard circle. You know, put you on the boundary, they say save 2. But I almost think that it's then up to the fielder. If the captain says save 1, you've got to then go and stand in a position where you can save 1. Same as the boundary rider. If he says, I want you there, you need to be in a position to save 2.
Well, it's a difficult one as a captain as well, because you've got to find out who's your best fielder, who's got the best arm. You need him out on the boundary. And they need to be saving 2 because it's such an important position. But you also need fielders who are in there, who are sharp, who are on it. They can predict what the batter's going to do. And so many times, batters just sit there on the edge and say, oh yeah, you can have one, you know. And you need, especially in that mid-wicket area, short cover area, they need to be sharp fielders.
I almost think that if I was a leader on this pitch, same as the one sort of yesterday, is my men in the 30-yard circle, I'd be saying, I want you to save 1. I want it difficult for them to just rotate the strike.
Agree totally with you. I think rotating the strike is important on this pitch, and if you're infielders, they've got to be saving the 1. Absolutely agree. Make them take the risk. Come down the wicket and chip it over, you know, especially when the ball is turning. But they've played it really well here, the Kings. I say Edwards has been outstanding. He really has. He just kept rotating the strike, hitting the odd boundary. Fantastic knock so far.
We know 180 isn't required. They're already starting to get... No, they're going to steal a second here. He's got to get going, Edwards. Does well.
Does indeed. He loves a dive and a slide. Does Scotty. Got a smile on his face. Pretty dry out there in the middle. He wouldn't have slid very far. It's taking him a while to get onto his feet.
Now here's a great example of awareness. The ball gets thrown to the non-striker's end. Now the man at long off should be coming off the fence to back that up, so that when it does pass the bowler, they don't surrender the extra run. It's got to be a constant motion in the outfield. When the ball goes out to the offside, the whole leg side field pays attention where they need to be for the incoming throw.
Yeah. Right, you just go a little bit.
Partnerships that are run a ball. The Avengers will look at the score and say, well, this is chaseable, but I tell you what, we're already starting to reach territory where the run chase becomes tough. Just be a single. End of the 17th, 110 for 4. Well, yesterday there wasn't a soul in the city of Kathmandu because they were all at this ground. It really has been a well-supported event, the Siddhartha Nepal Premier League. Been treated to some cracking games, but now we really are getting into the money games.
And it's a beautiful, clear morning today in Nepal. We've seen some good cricket from the Kings. 110 for 4, 17 overs.
Here's Reefer. Oh, yes. Oh, what a shot that is.
Absolutely. Seam comes into the attack. You've got to attack the seamers on these wickets. And Edwards knows that. Prepared himself, been playing the spinners, cross-bat shots, but this one waltzed down the wicket, straight over cover. Left-hander going across him, give himself that bit of room. Great connection, runs away, no fielders down there, runs away for a boundary.
Always looking for that gap again. It's the area to try and hit the ball, isn't it, with the left armour going across you?
Absolutely, and we know his other ball's going to be an off-cutter type delivery, so you're better off hitting with that as well, with the slow ball. So he's got the right area.
Strike rate of 138. That's got to be the best strike rate over the last 2 days from a batter. And we know there's some big hitters in world cricket that have made a lot of money from T20, but there is always a place within a team for someone with a bit of cricketing nous. Scott Edwards has plenty of that.
Especially in these conditions when the ball's turning, slow pitches. He's got all the skills, all the tools to succeed. And today so far, he's on fire.
Well supported by Bashir Ahmed, who's going at a runner ball. He's played the perfect role because it would be so easy for him to have got out early and for the next man to come in and throw his wicket away, and suddenly Edwards can't put the foot on the accelerator as he's done in the last over or two.
And we talked about this the last few days. The partnership now, look, run rate of 6.63, 36 off 32 deliveries.
I think you'll be a bit disappointed with that, Scotty Edwards.
Was there, wasn't it? Right in the slot. But if we keep going at the current run rate, they're going to finish 132. I think from here now they'll be looking between 8 and 10 and over, around that 140 mark, which I think will be a very competitive score. I think they'll be pretty pleased with that, the Kings.
Well, they've done everything right. They've got wickets in hand. They've got 2 set batters, so they can both look to be aggressive. Oh, almost farcical.
And wickets in hand, which is the most important. Again, on these sort of pitches, you need a platform where at the end you can just swing the bat. You know, you got wickets in hand and get as many as possible. But watch this for a bit of confusion all around. A good strike of the ball down to thirds. Misfield down there, throws it into the non-striker's end. Misfield from the bowler, picks it up. A bit of comedy.
Didn't find it again, Scott Edwards. So it's just a single to end the 18th, but in the context, a good over for the Kings. 9 runs comes from it, 119 for 4. In deep conversation, the captain of the Kings, Sandeep Lamachani, with the management staff. They might just trying to work out a little bit of a batting order here as we go into the last 2 overs, the last 12 deliveries. Desperate for a win, both these sides rooted to the bottom of the table.
Warm up on your way out now if you're a batter. Coming out, swing that big piece of wood.
Skipper with his last. That'll be a wide. I've always wondered if cricket should go the same way as baseball. You know, baseball has that pitcher that warms up, and then when they need him, they just phone him, and he comes out and he closes the game out. Don't you think batters should be in a indoor facility somewhere, just pinging balls off a bowling machine, and then when a wicket goes down, he walks straight from the nets into the middle?
That's going to come. The net's going to be there where they're hitting into the net like they do at the warm-ups before the game. Well, to be honest, I think this is definitely going to be a wide. If that's not a wide, it's not even used at any of the facilities.
I think they're checking to see if it's a no ball, because if it lands off the playing surface, it's a no ball, but they deem it just a wide.
It just landed on the facilities.
I think it would make for great television, Goffey, you know, if camera in a net watching you having a ping, and then suddenly the telephone rings. You're in, Goffey, and in you stride.
And then you get a first bowler and you're rather embarrassed. Again, continuing to sweep. That's his go-to shot. Again, this perfect line for it. Probably just a little bit full.
Close and given at the perfect time. The captain traps the big player.
He did indeed. Much needed wicket there for the Avengers. Yeah, see me. I tell you what, a little bit fortunate there, the Avengers, but it's the big wicket of Edwards. But a good knock. LBW, Bertel for 45 from just 35 deliveries, a top knock. And the Kings are sitting at 120 for 5.
No, it wasn't the leg spinner, it wasn't the googly. It was one sort of out the front of the hand from Kushal Bertel, just bowled it nice and quick, and it was the pace that did Edwards. Chris Soul, a man from Scotland, has walked in a lot higher than he would ordinarily walk in, but that's because there's not many balls remaining.
Trouble is, when you're normally a lower order batter and you come into the mystery type spinner, it's never easy. We haven't got a clue. There's a reason we bat at 9, 10 and 11.
Yeah, they don't want to let it slip from here.
Here's a replay out at the front of the hand. Just sliding down, but giving out. Edwards, a little bit unlucky. Fortunate for the Avengers, but it's a big dismissal.
Oh, that's gone. Out the ground. Hence the reason why he's walked to the wicket.
That's the maximum. Trying the sweep shot, but that's where the one, when you're such a big man and you've got power. 208 sixes now in the tournament. And there it goes. A little bit of air. He fancied buying a wicket, but what a strike from Chris Saul. Beautiful strike.
The over ends well for the Kings. A big one and then a single. So that's 19 gone. 127 for 5. Final over of the innings. The Kings made the brave decision. Sandeep Lamachani, the first team to win the toss in the morning game and decide to bat first.
And it's looking a good choice at this moment in time. Can they finish it? Can they get 10 off this final over from Rifa? So far, Rifa, 3 overs, 1 for 21. Dropped a sitter on the boundary, but bowled okay. Where they're going to hit him? Where you're hitting this one, HD?
Slower ball, pace taken off, he's deceived him. This should be out and is. The change of pace works again for the man from the Caribbean.
Absolutely, you can see they were trying to play him through that offside. Over extra, but clever bowling from Rifa. Again, that cutter. Everybody's been bowling the cutters on these slower pitches. Tried to give himself a bit of room. Clever bowling. A simple catch at cover there. There you go from Bipin. And unfortunately for the Kings, Chris Saul goes for 7 of 5 balls. And the Kings are 127 for 6.
Best he is when he bowls slow ball. That's such a low value.
Bowled again. You know, this is what tends to happen, and I know it's, you can excuse the batters, is that they're looking for as many as they can possibly get. But I almost reflect and say, well, if it was so difficult at the beginning, why would it suddenly become so easy now to hit the ball out the ground? If you could just get 6 or 7, that's enough in the final over. Deepak Pokhara is the new man. Squirted away for 4. Vital runs.
Absolutely vital runs. They're all looking to hit the offside. Rifa's bowling those slower balls. It's a bigger boundary on that offside. And there we go again. Give himself a bit of room. Bit fortunate. A thickest outside edge. But there's no fielders there. You can't set a field for that. And it slips away for a boundary. Much needed. 131 for 6.
He's got to bowl it into the wicket. Can't be too full here. Wide called. Oh no, can you believe it? What is going on?
Well, you can see what he's trying to do. Basir trying to get onto strike. Sorry, and that's the normal story for your lower order batters. You get sacrificed. Off you go, my friend. I'm getting down the other end. A wide delivery, keeper misfields, try to run through, and there you go. It's a simple run out. Well done from Rifa. And Deepak Bahara sacrifices himself for 4. Run out Rifa, and it's 131 for 7.
Well, that was a run out off a wide. So I think that score is 1-3-2. You still get the run and you still get the extra ball, but unfortunately Deepak Bahara is back in the hut.
But the advantage is the man is on strike. He's got 18 from 18 now, Basir. So far in the innings, 8 4s, 5 6s, 48 dot balls. I think it's an impressive score here, 131 for 7.
Just be a single, so the score will be 1-3-5 now. Bashir Ahmed has played really well. He's 21 from 20. But now we've got 1 delivery remaining.
There you go. There's a real score, 135. Last ball, anything off it. Decent total here from the Kings. Rifa trying to get his fielders in the right place. Just moving them around on the leg side. He's bringing deep backward square up. Thirds going back onto the boundary. It tells you it's all set for a cutter. He wants to get it onto the offside. A lot of movement in the field.
No, hasn't got hold of the full toss. It's been palmed away for 4. Oh, it's okay dropping the catch, but don't punch it for 4.
Rifa's not happy. Never a good sight when the bowler is disappointed. He's waltzing off the pitch. He's disappointed. He did so much changing of the field. He brought him straight to the man as well. And then he sliced it wide. That last delivery, full toss. He had a chance. It would have been a good catch running to his left. But to punch it for 4, a good finish for the Kings to finish on 139 for 7 from the 20. I think that's a good score.
Well, having watched yesterday's game, I think the